So I want to talk of what is it which is coming in the way? What is it that we are thinking of? எதனால நம்ம ஆரம்பிக்கலாமா வானாமா இதெல்லாம் யோசிக்கிறோம். What is that barrier? It's what I call risk versus security. Okay. What is the risk? You can get a good job. மாசம் salary கிடைக்கும். Okay, month on month you will get your salary. Why should you take a risk where the salary is gone? And then you need to bring your own investment, so that is another additional risk. Then there is a third risk which we have found in interacting with many people. There's a third risk, and that we call the risk of failure. அதாவது நம்ம ஆரம்பிச்சுட்டு அப்புறம் அது சரியாக வரலன்னா என்ன ஆகும்? The risk of failure, that you start on something and it doesn't work out. Nobody wants to be a failure. And so we are hesitant. So all these are the risks that exist. And therefore, in starting your own business, one of the requirements is coming up with different ways. They call it risk mitigation, but at younger ages, this is not as important, as I know many who will finish their education, they get into a job, they are in it for a few years, and then they will decide, should I become an entrepreneur? The risks are a little more because you're responsible for a family, you're responsible for some other things, and then what happens? But therefore, the three risks that run through every person's mind when they become an entrepreneur for the first time: I'm sacrificing a job or an opportunity to earn salary, so that's a risk. Then there's an investment, that's a second risk. Third is the reputation risk, saying, hey, what happens if it doesn't work out well? So the risk, security, which is what we look for, and that is one of the things that entrepreneurs then start to say, that is no more of importance. That mindset is an extremely important aspect. And I would say it's not only the mindset of the entrepreneur. We have found that all people around us, நம்ம family, friends, எல்லாருமே support பண்ணணும். Because we are dependent on that. We're not really wanting to take it as a point to prove something. But therefore, an environment in which entrepreneurship is looked at as a positive move, as much as அதுக்கு தான் நான் உங்களுக்குலாம் அந்த முதல் ஸ்லைடு காமிச்சேன். அப்பா இன்ஜினியர் ஆகிடு, டாக்டர் ஆகிடுன்னு சொல்லுவோம். அதே மூச்சில் if our family, friends and others can say, entrepreneur ஆகப்பா, பார்த்துக்கலாம், எல்லாரும் சப்போர்ட் பண்ணுறோம், then there is a greater way in which each one of us will look at this as an option. So I'm only saying the support that we need, as much as when we choose our careers to become an engineer or a doctor, if that same support exists, and I'm seeing those trends moving towards those, there will be more people who will look at whether they can become entrepreneurs. Next one, please. Then the next question. So we wish to become an entrepreneur. We think that there's something we can do, that we have that courage, conviction in us, that the risk is nothing great or it doesn't bother us. Security is not something we are going after. Then what are the questions? What sort of a venture should I start? Should it be based on what I know? Next. Or should it be based on an opportunity? Because this must be the first thing. Would you agree? நம்ம ஆரம்பிக்கலாம்னு நினச்சிட்டோம். எதில் ஆரம்பிக்கணும்? நமக்கு தெரிஞ்ச விஷயத்தில் ஆரம்பிக்கணுமா, இல்லை ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி எங்கே இருக்கோ அதில் ஆரம்பிக்கணுமா? இப்போ அவர் அனந்தகிருஷ்ணன் ரொம்ப அருமையாக நம்மளுக்கு சொன்னார். There are 5 areas which are emerging. All of those are emerging areas. So there's mobile, there's social, there's cloud, there's data and analytics, there's automation and artificial intelligence. Each one of those are opportune areas. Should we start in one of those? Or should I start, let's say I'm a mechanical engineer. I don't understand any one of these. Should I start something where I still end up manufacturing something? I'm a civil engineer. I don't understand any one of these. Maybe there's still an opportunity in becoming or putting up some projects. What? So, things that run through everybody's mind. Should I start something based on what I know? Or should I start something on where the opportunity is? I know lots of people, we are doing this regularly in our Thai network. We are meeting so many young people who have so many ideas and they want to talk about them. Telecom engineer, he says, look, I'm very good at photography. And I want to start something where I think doing candid photography at an exclusive level is a great opportunity. He's done some research, he's done some understanding and saying these are the opportunities. Telecom engineer, photographer ஆகணும்னு நினைக்கிறாரு. Question then is it something he should pursue, not pursue? Or should he only pursue something which is in telecom? What do you all think? What do you all think? Photography போணுமா அவர் இல்லை டெலிகாமில் தான் போணுமா? அவருக்கு தெரிஞ்சது photography, ஒரு நல்ல photographer, he's got expertise in photography, but he's a telecom engineer. He's worked for 2 years in a company, he's earning a good salary, he's suddenly thinking, there's great opportunity in providing candid photography services. I know how to promote it on social media, I know how to get customers, I know how this can be done, I know how it can be done. So he's got all his plan worked out. What do you all think? Yes, no? Yes? How many say yes? Follow his heart. Okay, great. So, is it based on what I know, what I'm good at, something in which I can then definitely add value in that enterprise? Maybe. Or should it be based on opportunity? Photography, opportunity, photographer, there are thousands of photographers. What do you say? Pardon? He says, I can still get business by being the 1001st because I know how to do it. So I'm just leaving it there. Based on what you know, based on opportunity, we have found that for startups, see, this based on opportunity is valid when you are a large enterprise. If the Tatas say telecom is coming, we must have some initiative in mobile telephony, we don't have anything. Green energy is coming. We must have an initiative which looks at leveraging green energy. That's different. Then their initiatives are based on opportunities. They can set up, go after whatever is required to bring in resources, people, etc., and go after those opportunities. But you, startup enterprises, small groups, your expertise, your knowledge, and your ability to put together something may be of greater importance in deciding what it is. But even then, it can't be completely something where there is no opportunity. Opportunity still needs to be assessed. But I would say both these are important and to be looked at. Next one, please. என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க? Sprinta marathona? Meaning is getting into entrepreneurship, creating a venture, is it like running a 100-meter race or is it like running a marathon? How many saying 100-meter race? Sprint. Get in now, 1 yearல வந்து அதை மைக்ரோசாஃப்ட் வாங்கிடுவாங்க, $1 million எனக்கு அக்கௌண்ட்டில் வந்துடும். That I can start an enterprise, in 1 or 2 years somebody is going to buy me out and I'm going to get $1 or $2 million put into my bank and that's it. How many say sprint, 100-meter race? How many say marathon? Yes. And you know what? Surprisingly, I won't even say it's marathon. It's a marathon where the finish tape is continuously moved forward. You don't know where that finish tape is. There is no finish tape. Yeah, there is no finish tape. Second, though I have shown this sort of a track, this is not a track. Track la hurdles irkom. How many of you know hurdles? Yeah? So I'm showing a smooth track. I didn't get that track of what it is, as far as this business enterprise is concerned, it is not smooth at all. It's got hurdles all over the place. So, it's not a sprint. It's not a marathon because it's got hurdles and hurdles and hurdles. The end tape at no point of time is visible. Maybe it's in the next curve. Maybe it's not in the next curve. Maybe you need to run a few more laps. You don't know where the end tape is. What then is that ingredient which is still needed as far as that entrepreneur is concerned? What do you think? What do you think is that ingredient that ordinary? I mean, you need to keep running. What is that? He's saying patience. Anybody else? What do you think? What is that ingredient? Patience is a good thing. What else do you think is ingredients? Confidence. What else? Dedication, passion, lovely word. Anything else, people? Pardon? Commitment. Good. Willpower. Pardon? Money. Money we'll come to that. So yes, so if money is important, but we'll come to it, we'll talk about it to say, is that alone the thing? Because I'll tell you in the entrepreneur, why I took the sprint and the marathon. That is, let us say I'm saying money is like, I'm having the best of vests for running. I have the best of track shoes for running. Okay. I've got this lovely watch which will measure everything in terms of what it is for running. If I have all this, would I become a good runner? No. He said the right thing. You need legs, he says. Yes, you need that power. So, about all this, therefore, all of you identify that. To me, belief, passion, confidence, all of which you said, energy, enthusiasm, endurance, all of this in some way are needed for this entrepreneur in the journey that he sets off, knowing maybe it's a sprint. If I'm lucky, I therefore started WhatsApp, and in a few years it became billions and billions, and somebody wrote out a check, and I put it in my pocket, and I went off. Maybe so, may not be so. There are many in the manufacturing industry, money will come after me, he'll tell you, all of them, when they start something, nobody is starting for this short term. You have to set up an industry, you have to nurture it, you have to build it, you have to find customers, you have to deliver, you have to upgrade, you have to go after it. In all of those, still that entrepreneur would have the same ingredients and characteristics to continuously make it a successful venture. Okay, next please. Yeah. என்கிட்ட ஒரு நல்ல ஐடியா இருக்கு அப்படின்னு நான் சொல்கிறேன். I say I have a great, brilliant idea. Everybody says they have a brilliant idea. And in Thai, when they say, hey, I've got a brilliant idea, we say, look, you just say you have an idea. We will decide whether it's brilliant or not. Okay. But everybody's got a brilliant idea. So do you think it is idea or execution? How many says idea is the most important? Idea is the most important. A few. How many feel execution is the most important? Quite a few. Quite a few. So it is so important. Yes, we have also found that maybe the idea gets termed brilliant only when the execution happens. Would you agree?